All right, so now we get to talk about cherries. So this is work that was done almost entirely by the folks at Northwest Horticultural Research Station through Michigan State Extension. Their names are up there. It was also done with significant help from Julie Winkler and Jeff Andresen and other climate scientists at Michigan State. One advantage that this project had was that we had a laser-precise problem to address. So many of you know what happened in the spring of 2012 with the cherry crops, but Michigan's tart cherry industry is the major producer of U.S. tart cherries, about 70 to 75% in a given year. Back in 2002, they had a catastrophic cherry loss to a spring freeze. It wiped out most of the cherries. Most of the growers at that point thought this is, something that we plan for over a very long period of time, but we don't expect this to happen again. Then 10 years later, in 2012, we had 95 to 99% crop loss after we had an early warming, which was an extreme weather event. If you remember, we had 80s in March, followed by a very normal freeze period in late spring. That wiped out most of the cherries that year. That got a lot of the cherry growers thinking, well, we can handle one of these every so often. Once every 10 years, that's probably too much to take. But if this happened again, over 2 or 3 years, that would really strain a lot of these cherry growers to be able to stay in business. So this was the problem that we tried to tackle and tried to describe what climate patterns are going on here. The approach for this project was pretty straightforward. The idea was to engage cherry growers at an industry-wide event and then at a smaller, more intimate setting at the horticulture station with some key growers. At the industry-wide expose, it was up in Traverse City. There were a lot of distractions when you walked in the door. There was shiny harvesting and processing equipment. People were trying to sell you everything you can imagine. There were delicious cherry products set up for everybody to try, along with wine, since many of the growers are also grape farmers. Despite all that, the meetings and the seminars about climate change and the other issues around climate variability were very well attended. The cherry growers asked incredibly insightful questions throughout the day. It was a very impressive occasion to see. The information that our climate scientists and other Michigan State Extension scientists gave them, I hope, was helpful during that. At the smaller meeting, there was a lot of discussion, really with some of the key growers that have been engaged with the Michigan State specialists for a long time about what do we really do about this, trying to come up with strategies for dealing with these events if possible, or what can we do to avoid these disasters or adapt to them when they happen. There were a lot of good ideas that came out of that meeting, and the idea was to use that information gathered at those meetings to guide future research and engagement. One example is the Pilius project, which is at Michigan State University, which has part of that project is focused on providing information to cherry growers in that northwest Michigan area. This is just one example. One of the slides that Jeff Andresen, a state climatologist, showed the cherry growers at the research station meeting. So this is date of side green over time. Side green is just a plant development phase after which the buds are more vulnerable to freeze. So you see that date of side green has been getting progressively earlier in the year as we go through time, as spring temperatures have warmed slowly over time. But what's interesting about the Traverse City area is that the average date of last freeze has not changed as fast as the temperatures have warmed. So we get this situation where earlier warming leads to this earlier vulnerability in which we have more potential exposure to those usual freeze events. So when we look across this plot, around day 100 or lower, so as you go earlier and earlier in the year, those are the days that, as we talk to the cherry growers, that they remember those years, or they've heard their previous generations describe those years as being the problematic years. And you can see that in the future, there's likely going to be a greater risk of hitting that threshold of day 100 or day 90. So there were a number of good outcomes, despite all of this relatively bad news and challenges that the growers faced last year. It was really interesting and very encouraging to hear just how engaged many of these growers are around the issue of climate change. As you can imagine, they're paying very close attention over time. I was very impressed with how well some of the growers monitor the microclimates on their plots of land. So, really looking at where these freeze events occurs in the microscale topography on their own farms. So there was a great exchange of information both ways, and some data needs were expressed there. So certainly, I think this project will help guide the future of the applied and basic research for the agriculture in northwestern Michigan.